What's going on? I'm here live on Thursday night by myself, seeing what everyone's up to. Man, I just love vibing with that music on that. So, what's everyone been up to? Today, I had two tests again, and I had two trifectas. So, it's going good. I got two students right now. We've been working out there today for a long time and getting ready for their test. And sometimes people love to make backing harder than it has to be. I will tell you that. Sometimes you're going to be your worst enemy out there because you're going to overthink it and you're going to be like, man, I got to do all this and this and this. No, it's a lot easier than what you're making it. So just remember, don't get in your heads too much out there when you're out there on the pad and, beat yourself up. Sometimes it's not as easy as it looks, but it is easier than you're going to make it. So, you know, so Greenwich says, let's get this thing started. I do have a bedtime, but it's just been good. It's been good here lately. Like I've been having good luck with students pretty much. Good evening, Ian. William, what's going on? Practice, practice, and practicing. How do drivers handle driving on unsafe bridges? We don't drive on I don't drive on them. If something looks dangerous, believe me, I stay away from it. Like if it looks dangerous, I'm not going around it. I'm not trying to get hurt or nothing. So River Rich is here. We got Kenworth Rider. We got Gene. We got Simply Avocado. Peg Leg just joined in, and 51 Logistics. Twisted, you go, boy. Congratulations, two trifectas. Yes, sir. Thanks for the text today. Hey, anytime, man. Trying to help you out wherever I can. One thing I will say is whenever you got a trainer out there that's teaching you something, and this goes for any career, anything you're trying to learn, whether it be a skill, whatever it is, you have to be willing to learn. And even though if you used to have a CDL and you come in here and you're all like, oh, man, I already know what I'm doing. I had a CDL a while back. You got to come in here with the attitude of I need to learn and I need to get this done so I can get a CDL again. Don't come in here and be like, I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. And having first off, if you had a CDL before, you should know how to back. I will say that right now. Most of the guys that come in here and they had a CDL before, they can't even back. So that's one thing that I'm like, really? And then on top of that, whenever your instructor is teaching you how to back, you should put all of your listening skills into action, and you should be able to learn from your instructor. Like, don't go and make it even worse on yourself by watching YouTube videos. Like, your instructor, guy or girl, whoever it is, they're going to be doing all the work, like helping you learn this stuff. And whenever you go and you're all like, you come in the next day and you're doing something completely different because you're watching a video online, it's on you to pass from there. Like, I'm not going to go and practice some backing maneuvers that you watched in a video that might be a different company or it might be wherever they're from. At the end of the day, hey, it's your test. And if you don't want this bad enough to listen to your instructor, why should I want it more than you? Whenever you give up on yourself and you start watching videos or you give up on me, like, I can't make you any better. And I'll tell you what, about people that used to have their CDLs, whenever I get a student that already had a CDL or currently has a CDL, they are the worst drivers. Like it doesn't get any better. It doesn't get any better than somebody that had a CDL before as a student. It's a horrible time. And I can see why like a lot of us don't like getting students that used to have their CDL or, currently has their CDL because, it's hard to retrain somebody that thinks that they know everything. Uh, Tim says, greetings from Oklahoma. Oh, Sarah says, love the new sign. Yeah, Versatile Duckling got me that sign. It looks so much better in person in here. Like on the camera, it is super bright. So it like has a lot of glow off of it. And I don't know how it takes some glow off of it, or I don't know how to dim it. But it is a pretty cool light. Is there a dress code for students? No, there's not really a dress code for students. I mean, come out here in what you feel comfortable, but make sure it's appropriate. You don't want to, like, we want to be appropriate. We don't want to see half dressed people out here, stuff like that. You are a professional at the end of the day, but dress comfortable. Greetings from Oklahoma. No flip flops. No flip flops. We can't. Uh-oh. We got a super chat. Super chat from River Ridge Smokers, West Virginia, 1999, from the proud sponsor of the channel, from Mr. River Rich himself. Great guy. If y'all haven't checked out River Rich's channel, make sure y'all check it out. He's a great guy. We had some good times together and more to come, I'm sure. Greenwich says Sarah knew he would be here today. Hey, what's going on, Oakdale? Teleport Transport, what's going on, man? How's it going, Mr. Teleport? Sooner Trucker says, sitting at the campus, just finished AC orientation, waiting to get cleared. Previous employer taking their sweet time verifying. Sooner, I just had that happen with another guy, and what he ended up doing is I advised him to get his W-2s faxed over to him. So like his spouse faxed over his W-2s. That way, he had the proof of employment. Like here it is. They're not answering they're not verifying it. You can't lie on a W-2. Like you can't do it. So that's my biggest suggestion. Get those W-2s. And guys, bring those W-2s with you. Oh, we got Peg Leg down here with the students' dress code is you do not wear a Speedo. Yeah, don't be wearing a Speedo. Kind of like we're professionals. Like be professional out there. Ian says, I may be back there at Prime on the 24th. Depends if they try to make me go through 50K miles for being away for a year. I doubt things change drastically in a year, so I may go run at another company first. Yeah, it's going to depend on how much experience you had while you were gone for a year. Like, were you out there driving a truck over the road, stuff like that? Your recruiter's probably going to have the best information for you on that. Jeff, what's up? AKA Sparky for Gene. 51 Logistics says, I'm doing okay, trying to get this student done so I can take some home time. I've been out for almost 9 weeks. It's quite a haul right there, man. Like, enjoy some home time. Go home, enjoy some home time. Like I usually say, I'm going to go home and I'm going to kiss the dog and kick the wife. That's what I'm doing. Pegleg says, even though you had a CDL in the past, you still need to have rust knocked off. You have 2 ears to listen, one mouth to keep one mouth to keep shut, learn something new. Exactly. And I just don't get it. Like, I'm putting my all into you, right? I'm putting everything I got into you, and I'm making sure that you get it. I'm spending a lot of time out there with you, making sure that you're the best quality I can put out. And to go and watch like YouTube video on how to do your backing, and like you just ruined everything that we've been working on, like right there. I don't understand it. I will never understand it. Like, I had so many people fail the test by watching the same video that person watched. Luckily, he did not get an alley doc because it probably wouldn't have passed. I need a neon sign made. Yeah, isn't it cool? It is cool. Like, I like it, but like I said, like, it's kind of fuzzy on the camera. I'm gonna have to. I think the light's shining straight into the camera and making it look fuzzy. It looks freaking awesome in person, though. G needs to borrow your flashlight again, Sparky. William Power says, no flip flops. Gotta have them those closed toe shoes. Yeah, out there on the training pad, especially, like, you have to have closed toed shoes. You have to be wearing your safety vest. You know, there's a lot of rules out there. Don't show up to the pad. And like, I've had one of my worst students ever. You know, he ended up getting sent home. His favorite thing was whenever his first day out there to the plaza building, he came in flip flops and shorts and no jacket, and it was cold outside. And he was all like, I didn't think I had to do anything today. Like, you got a bad attitude already. Like, your whole mindset is, I'm not doing nothing today. Then the next day we leave in the truck. You show up in flip flops again, knowing that we're like, you just moved all your stuff on the truck and we're going to hit the road and go drive. Coming in flip flops, trying to jump in the passenger seat, like somebody that just does not want this. Like, you have to have the attitude of like, I want this. Like, let's get it done. None of this. Hey, I don't feel like doing this. Somebody else want to go first? Like, you should be fighting people to get in that seat. And that's one great thing I will say about William Powers right here is that he's ready to get in that seat. Like, as soon as I'm all like, hey, whoever wants the seat can have it. Whoever wants to go first can have it. Like, William is cutting people off. He's like, man, I'm getting in that seat because I want to do this. Like, that is a great quality. Somebody that just is like, hey, I want to do this. I wanted that seat. Like, let's go. Give me some experience. Give me some experience. That is good. Dead Res says, do you have to touch when you are doing pre-trip task? Do you have to touch each part or just... Yeah, Dead Rest, you're going to have to point at every item. If you can touch it, it's better off. Like, if you're over here like you're all like, oh, this like, we'll say coolant reservoir. There, I touched it. Like, it's probably mounted secure, not cracked, bent, or broken. It's not leaking. It's filled to manufacturer specifications. But if you have that greasy fifth wheel that's just covered in fifth wheel grease, you don't want to put your hands in that stuff. Like, so you get close to it and you point at it. You make sure that they know what you're pointing at. If they don't know what you're pointing at, if you're just standing there and the fifth wheel's over here, the skid plate, sorry, I don't know what I'm saying. The skid plate is over here and you're just like, it's right here and you're looking at the examiner and you're like, probably mounted secure, not cracked, bent, or broken. It's properly lubed. He's not going to be marking nothing on his clipboard because he can't give you credit for something that you're not actually checking. So make sure that you're pointing at this stuff really good, if not touching it. Anything I can be hands-on, I get hands-on. If you go through my pre-trip videos, I point at the stuff on my pre-trip videos just like you do on the test. Like, I am very good at pointing stuff out. Whenever I do the trailer, I get underneath the trailer, just like you have to get underneath the reefer trailer when you're doing the pre-trip. In my opinion, I have the best light inspection out. Like, I get people all the time like, man, your pre-trip light video saved me on test day. And like, I'm like, it makes me feel good. It's good that somebody like stopped me and said, hey, if it wasn't for your light inspection, I don't think I could have passed that light inspection on the tests. Simply says, I got 1 week left with mine, going to return to vendor and pick up another victim. I mean, student. So Sam's about to test out his student and get him another one. Let's see. Pegleg says, "Can I wear a sandal on my fake foot?" I'm pretty sure that they would probably allow that. This is an excellent trainer. I'm learning from the best. As William, like a lot of people think that I'm laid back and I'm chilled. I'm telling you right now, I'm not as laid back as everyone thinks. Like I am super strict and like I want the best for you. Like I do. So like I am a hard trainer. Like I am hard. But at the end of the day, I'm fighting for the best I can do with you. Like I'm trying to make you the best I can in the amount of time we're together. So like I am super strict. But at the end of the day, I want you to learn everything, like everything I can teach you. I want to make you the best I can. I don't want to put out anyone that can't straight line back or somebody that's unsafe or something like that. I don't want to put somebody out like that. Simply Avocado says, even when using the bathroom properly mounted, secure, not cracked, bent, or broken, but leaking, that's, yeah. Jeffrey says, flip flops and sweats at a lumber mill. I didn't think it was something I ever see, but I witnessed that unicorn Tuesday afternoon in Sonora, California. Hey, it was hot out there, man. He was a little toes off, man. Leave him alone. Oakdale says, make sure you wear comfortable shoes on the pad. It will hurt your feet from all the standing. Don't show up in work boots. You'll have blisters size of quarters by the end of the day. Yeah, you don't want to be standing out there all day in your work boots. Some people like them. Like I wear tennis shoes. Like I like my shoes. I wear tennis shoes. You know, that's what I like to wear. Sneakers, basketball shoes, whatever. I wear a lot of shoes out there. I don't really wear the boots too much. William says, answer the phone. Hi, I'm properly mounted, secure, not cracked, bent, or broken, ripped or frayed. I'll adjust properly, not leaking. How may I help you? He lets you know because he wants you to succeed and be your best. Yes, I will let you know when you're messing up out there. I will let you know and I will pick it up pretty quick. I'm pretty quick at seeing when somebody's messing up, and I'm pretty quick at judging like what you're thinking. Like some people tell me, hey, you're like a mind reader. I'm all like, no, I'm not really a mind reader. I just kind of, I've been in the business of reading people for a long time, like 13 years as a correctional officer. I know how to read some people because over there, like you had to kind of predict what was about to happen. You had to watch body language, see how mad some people would get. Like, you would have to look for signs. Simply says, I learned how to be a trainer from you and Tennessee. I mix both of your styles of teaching. Gene says, I see Twisted yelling, what are you doing? And shaking his head. Twisted, get down on the pad. Yeah, like one of the pet peeves, like this is gonna be the funniest thing out there on the pad. One of the things that just drives me nuts is somebody not being able to drive forward on the pad up to the middle of the pad. Like there's two cones up there. I'm all like, just look at those two cones and drive right in the middle of them. You would be surprised how many people cannot drive to the middle of two cones. Like it sounds like an easy thing to do, but you think we would be focusing on the backing and people would be messing up on the backing, but I'm telling you about probably 98% of people mess up on that pull up to the middle of the pad. It's just kind of funny. Yeah, I haven't thrown a hat in a very long time, I'll tell you that. But yeah, whenever I've been so mad before, I throw my hat down. Sometimes I still toss it on the dash. I'll get mad and I'll get in the truck and I'll just be like, what's going on? Like, what are we doing here? Are we learning something? Like, did we learn something today? Like, what's going on? Like, I don't know. I just don't like wearing my hat whenever I start getting like irritated, I guess. Going to Pittston. How are the instructors out there? Oh, Pittston's a good terminal. I like the terminal out in Pittston. I like the people in Pittston. I mean that there's a good crew out there. So should I bring a raincoat? Yes, always bring a raincoat. Bring rain gear because even if you go over the road, you might need it. Still bring the winter gear out because winter's not over with. Just the other day, I was at work in shorts. Yesterday, I was at work in shorts. It was supposed to be a 70-degree day, 65, 70-degree day. It ended up being in the 40s with the wind blowing. So, like, I was like, that was not a smart idea. Twisted, it's mad yell at you about when your flip flops are doing. Most of the time, people think I'm yelling at them whenever I'm talking over the engine. So you got that going on too. That engine is really loud and I talk over the engine. So sometimes I'm not yelling and people think I'm yelling. I'm like, I've had some really sensitive guys that were all like, you're always yelling at me. I'm like, no, I'm not. So like if they're ever that sensitive, before I say something, I'm all like, hey, set the brakes real quick. Turn off the truck. I'm all like, all right, this is what's going on. Because some people get upset about it. Twisted with his hat off and both hands in the air saying, what are you doing? Hey, I'm learning something new. I guess my favorite saying is, what are you doing? Sometimes I ask people what they're doing just because, like, I'm looking for the right response. I'm looking for, like, hey, well, this is what I was thinking. And then we could talk about it. What I'm not looking for is like an excuse, like, oh, the ground's, I don't know, like there's a dog was running across the back of the pad back there. Where, dude? Well, there's no dog out here. I don't like the excuses. Excuses are like, whenever you make mistakes out there, you're best to learn from the mistakes you make. So like when you make a mistake out there, learn from your mistake. Whether it be, my trainer told me, so I have guys that think that when they look at the mirror's flipped. And I get a lot of guys that are like this. And I tell them, I'm all like, here's your homework. Here's your homework. Write a L on your left hand, write a R on your right hand. Go in the bathroom, look at yourself in the mirror, like look over one of your shoulders and say, that's my right shoulder. Open up your hand. If that's your right, then that's correct. But they think that the mirrors are flip-flopped. So they think that their hands are like this, and so what I do is I tell them, I'm like, hey, go stand in front of the mirror and do this exercise. They come in the next day, they don't do it. I'm all like, dude, look, I'm trying to help you out here. You think the mirror is flipped. And then once they finally do it, it might take me sending them out for like 2 or 3 days. But once they do it, they come back and they're all like, oh my gosh, you were right. I do think the mirror's flipped. And I'm all like, we could have got better a couple days ago instead of this endless loop of just messing up. A lot of times you can learn a lot from just trying stuff out that you might be like, you know what, that doesn't sound very smart. When in reality, yeah, you're not going to feel like talking to yourself or pointing. A lot of times people don't want to point. And I'm all like, dude, that's the simplest thing that you can help. That can help you. Because if you're all like, the back of the trailer needs to go that way, it needs to go that way, I turn the wheel opposite. You don't even need to know left and right. I've got the guys that don't know their left and right. Sometimes just picking that finger up where it's between your eye and the mirror when you're pointing, Trailer needs to go that way. No, that was wrong. The trailer really needed to go this way. So I'm going to turn opposite. I'm going to turn that way. Like a lot of times, pointing will help you out tremendously. You know, talking to yourself as you're doing this stuff, like speaking it out loud as you're doing stuff. That's a great help also. River Ridge, West Virginia, with a super chat for $9.99 that says nothing. Hey, this time you forgot a 9 on it. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. That's what he meant to do. Like a month ago, is he meant to put $9.99 and he messed up and slipped the extra 9 in there. Twisted, will you train me? Dude, I will trade you. You will teach me how to like cook like you, and I will teach you how to teach like me. Jeff's just like that. Hey, Twisted from William Underwood. What's going on? What you have? Simply says, once saw D hit the window so hard I thought it was gonna break. His student was not watching his mirror. Yes. So I took Simply Avocado on a drive with me one time and my student, and I was getting my student to look at his passenger side mirror, and he wouldn't turn his head to look. So I just smacked the window on my side. I went, pow. And he turned his head real fast, and I was like, yep, that's the mirror you need to look at because you're about to hit that stop sign. And, you know, it's just, boom, get your attention. Now you're looking over here. Oh, that's why I need to look at the mirror because I'm about to take out a stop sign. Oakdale Reefer Holler says, Twisted, are you talking good about how to train? LOL. I seen it firsthand the same day we made the chain up video. Oh man, yeah, good times out there. Twisted, if you ask me what I was doing, I respond that I'm taking my leg off to throw it at you. What is Brian Mine says? Twisted D, I'm loving the new logo. Still the most awesome trainer I've ever had. God bless, bro. Keep it up. Oh man, dude, I appreciate it. Yeah, I call it the trucker man. I call him the trucker man. He's up there, and see on my screen it's this corner, but I think that on y'all's screen it's flipped. But I call him the trucker man. That's the trucker man. And I also have, for the ladies, you know, you gotta be nice for the ladies. I also have the trucker girl. Whichever side it's on, that side or that side. The trucker girl's up there. So, you know, that way we have both of them. But yeah, I love it. Like I really do. I like it a lot. The guy ended up being 97 shapes, and I think the girl ended up being 110 or something like that. I mean, it was a lot of shapes to piece together to make those. Do you have any advice for guys that have to bring CPAP machines? CPAP machines, make sure that you're have to bring one with you or get one here. If you're bringing one with you, make sure that you get a printout of like your last 6 months or whatever, your last 90 days or whatever it is, records. That way they can look over them. CPAP machines, I will tell you, CPAP machines, I use a CPAP machine. I highly believe in it because I believe that it's good for you. Like I use mine every night. Don't be the person that sets the alarm clock and says, oh, I got to wear it for 4 hours. Set the alarm clock, get your body used to waking up to take it off every 4 hours. Be the guy that wears it all the time and get the best sleep you can. You know, it's a way better sleep. I'm telling you, at first you got to kind of get used to sleeping with the mask on. The first time I wore it, Like I closed my eyes and opened them, and I was all like, "Did I even go to sleep?" And I was all like, I said, "Man, I got some. Like I'm awake. This is weird. Usually it takes me a while to wake up in the morning, but ever since I've been using my CPAP machine, like I've been loving it." Yeah, it's like Gene says, it's no big deal having a CPAP. Lots of people have them now. Uh, Trainers know that and probably have one too. 5 likes and 23 in chat. Pegleg, where you at? Let's get a word from Pegleg real fast. Pegleg is going to tell y'all how to use the like button, and this video is better every time I see it, I swear.
Hey everybody, hit that like button, borrow my leg to smash that ding dong bell. Oh, and if you ain't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe too.
Go ahead and subscribe too. Yeah, I still like that peg leg. I'm glad you did that for me. Like, that's an awesome video. I got flagged for a sleep study during my physical. I did it last night and it was the best I've slept in a long time. My results were negative. Oh wow, you got your results back that fast? I had to wait a couple days for mine to come in. You know, technology's getting better though. One thing I will tell you that you need to do if you have a CPAP is bring extra supplies, bring extra hoses, just in case, like rolling around, bouncing around in the truck, stuff like that. You know, they're gonna get damaged. So if like your hose is like rubbing on like some plastic, you know, you're in a truck that shakes, especially if you're in a freight shaker. So that hose will be rubbing on something till it starts to wear a hole in it. But carry extra hoses. Take you some extra hoses. Take you some extra masks. Make sure you clean it as much as you can. You don't want that funky, like get you sick kind of CPAP machine. So make sure you're keeping it clean. The company store, I hope they still sell it, but I'm not sure if they do or not because I haven't been in the company store in quite some time. They used to have the plug-in to a cigarette lighter adapter plug. So make sure that you go pick one of those up. I like that a lot better than I like using the plug-in cord. You know, I think that it's way better than the plug-in cord. Plus, it saves you outlet because you can just plug it into the wall right there on the bed. What I do with mine, like I leave mine on the bed, so I put mine between the wall, like not between the wall and the mattress, but on the back wall right above my head. So if I'm laying in the bed and the back wall that says Cascadia is right here, my CPAP machine usually sets right there, and I have the holes go down the bed and up and over my head because I don't like the holes laying across me. I don't like holes laying across me, and I don't like it rubbing like all over me. So like I have the thing turned upside down and it comes up, and I use only the nose. I don't use the mouth. I don't use the one that covers up the nose and the mouth. I use only the nose, and I like it like that. I mean, like to me, it's better that way. You know, rolling around with the holes and stuff like that. If you don't have it come from above your pillow, then like sometimes you get your arm wrapped up in it. Whatever, you might pull the machine off, or you might rip it off your face, and then you're gonna have it blowing air. You know, it's kind of loud whenever it does that. You want to get the most comfortable seat and sleep that you could. Oops. Did not mean to click that. Well, you want to get the best sleep you can with it, and I don't know. I think that it's a good thing having CPAP machines. I know a lot of people are all like, "Man, Prime's forcing you to get them." No, some people pass the test. I know you got your conspiracy guys out there that's like, "Man, they're just trying to put everyone on a CPAP machine." Not the truth. Yeah, see, River Rich, he said he only uses the holes. I think peg leg fella's ugly. So I'll be able to plug my CPAP machine in. Yes, yes. They got the. I like the wall adapter that goes into a cigarette lighter, but your trainer's truck should have he should have a power supply. I know that there will be an inverter in there that you could plug it straight into the inverter. Maybe you get an extension cord, whatever you need to do to make it work. Like make it work. On my truck, I still got it up there, but I ran an extension cord to the top side of the cabinet on the passenger side of my truck, and I have a surge protector up there for my students that are on top bunk, sleeping on top bunk when I was doing a lot of OTR, and they had their own plugs up there, you know. That way I didn't have wires hanging down everywhere. I'm just like, hey, all your wires up there, don't bug me. First time I saw Pig Leg's video, I choked on my drink laughing. It's a great video. It's a great video. Oakdale says, I did my sleep study and felt like a robot having a system upgraded because of all the things stuck to me. You know what I did for my CPAP test is I said, you know what? I'm going to beat this test. I'm going to stay up. I'm going to stay up for like 2 or 3 days. So I stayed up for 2 or 3 days, stayed up, and I was like, I'm going to be sleeping hard. I even like right before I walked in there, like I took some of that Z-Quil stuff, man. I was like, I'm going to sleep. I'm going to sleep good. I'm going to sleep the whole night so they can't give me one. Man, I felt like I was tossing and turning and never fell asleep. And they put that mask on me, and next thing I know, I was out. Best sleep I ever got. And to tell you the truth, the last time I remember ever getting bad sleep was that night. Like I remember how hard it was to fall asleep, how horrible it was. And at the end of the day, once I got the CPAP machine, I was like, whoo, I'm sleeping like a baby. I feel great. Feel awesome. I use a surge protector because I'm not a cheap. Michael says, Twisted D, love the channel. Keep it up. Hey, I appreciate it, man. I really do. You know, it's nice whenever you guys come and tell me hi at the terminal and stuff like that. Like, I think that that's awesome. You know, I might be a little bit awkward if you come tell me hi, though, because I usually never know what to say. Like, the main thing that I can say is, like, this is pretty much what I tell everybody, and I don't want to sound like a broken record, but I'm all like, man, I'm glad the videos helped you, and I'm happy you chose Prime. I will say like something like I believe in the company, which is true. I do believe in the company, or I feel like you made a great decision by choosing Prime. Like, you know, I tell people that because I think that that's the most unawkward thing to say. Was I've been there sometimes where I was in a hurry to do something, somebody stopped by and they're all like, Twisted, what's up? I'm like, what's up, dude? Like, I gotta go. Like, I'm busy. I'm having to do stuff. I was worried about annoying my trainer with that. Nah, like your trainer, he's gonna be understanding. Trust me, if your CPAP's the worst thing we got to put up with about you, then you know that is nothing. Peg Leg is an awesome guy. Yes, Peg Leg is a super awesome guy. Hans, Gray Hans instead of Pink Hans says annoying a trainer is a good thing for. No, you don't want to annoy your trainer. Oh, Michael says, I'm about to start at Wilson Logistics on the 1st. Well, hopefully you got with 51 Logistics and, you know, talked to him for a while before you decided to apply there. He has a pretty good channel on Wilson, so make sure you check that out. Definitely. Gene Scott says, I haven't been able to watch a live in a while. I hope I'm not bringing anything bad up, but may I ask where Tennessee haven't heard anyone mention where he is at. He's at home for what I know, or he's out at dinner with maybe his family. I'm not too sure. Tennessee's spouse day off is Thursday. Unfortunately for us, it's Thursday, so he's out there, spending time with the family. Can't blame him. Like, family comes first. I'm not even popping that up, River Ridge. I'm not popping that up at all. Use twisted Wilson driver code or Wilson code. No, I use 51 Logistics. He's a great trainer, or he's training. He's a great trainer. He has a great channel. I've talked to him face to face many times. He's even took me on a tour of his terminal where I got to go check it out, and I was like, it was pretty cool. Like, I seen some cool stuff that I was like, man, I kind of wish Prime had that. I seen a lot of stuff, and then I also was very appreciative of what we had at Prime. Now, the thing is, Wilson guys can still use the Prime stuff, but I don't think we can get into Wilson because we don't have no reason to be over there. Good night, Kenworth Ryder, man. You take care, buddy. I said I wasn't popping that one up. Just remember, there's 3 types of people in the world. Ones that couldn't and ones that can't. One more question. How is freight for you at Prime right now? For me, so I run EcoShred. Like, I'm pretty much a dedicated. Holy cow, River Ridge, West Virginia. You hit too many nines again, bro. You hit too many nines. Too many nines. So River Ridge with the $99.99, the $99.99 super chat. Holy smokes. See, it's red too. Like, one of my favorite colors, red. Like, that is my favorite color, red. It's very red on the screen. That is freaking awesome. Thank you, River Rich, for jacking up my bars again, man. You know what I'm talking about. River Rich likes messing up my YouTube algorithm and stuff. Like, I always try to get the bars. Like, my OCD is like, get the bars to always go up so you're doing better. Well, now my bar is like, it went up, boom, it went straight up. And then last month it went all the way to the bottom. And now this month it's going to be all the way at the top again. And he's just ruining it because he knows my OCD. It kills me. But thank you. I appreciate it. I really do. Where was I at up here? I was saying something. Just remember, there's 3 types of people in the world. No, that wasn't it. Oh, Prime Freight. So Prime Freight, all I can do is ask a bunch of my friends and family over here in trucking, and I talked to a whole bunch of them, and I haven't had any complaints about the freight being terribly bad. Now, it was not super good like it used to be, like the past few years, but it's not horrible bad. So the freight's, from what I understand, the freight's doing good. I do a lot of EcoShred though. That's what I mainly do. Is I go get scrap tires and I switch it out with the empty trailer so they can refill it, and I bring the scrap trailer back here. The pink got banned. Oh, look, River Rich. He says he's making that FU money here at Prime. That guy ain't lying. The dude, River Rich, started wearing a bra just to hold all the money he makes. Guys, we went out clothes shopping, and I swear, like, I was watching him. He was wearing a hoodie. So I don't know what was under the hoodie. I think that he was wearing a bra under there, though. He kept on, every time he was going to pay for something, he'd be like this. and then pull out this wad of cash, like this big wad of cash, all $100 bills. I was like, what? And he just like, man, he was all like, well, I need that. I'm gonna buy that. He buying Versace cologne over there. Like the dude is a baller. He's all like, man, I make good money here. And I was like, dang, this dude bought a bra because he didn't have enough pockets to hold all his money. Damn, River Ridge took all of Greenwich's Midwest freight money. Oh, Gene had to hear about him complaining about you being in that Midwest probably the whole time. He is cheap. He could have made it 100. Oh, Hans, if you go back up in the chat, way up here, there was another $99.99. So, and another $19.99. So, like, it's definitely over 100, Hans. Hans, when are you going to get your pink account back, man? Like, how many days are you banned? That's the question. How many days are you banned on your other account? Is it completely, totally banned forever? Or is it just like a penalty like amount of time? Michael says, I have a friend that worked there, and I also heard that wasn't any freight at Prime. That's why I came on Twisted's channel to get the real info. We got some people in here that drive for Prime. Gene, are you doing good on freight? River Rich, you doing good on freight? If Greenwich is still in here, how's the freight moving, buddy? But yeah, I just talked to some of my friends the other day. I talked to a team truck, and I called a team truck. You know, he goes by Agent Uber. I called him and I said, hey, how's freight going? He's all like, man, I can't complain. He said, he's making good freight. Now he's running through some of the Wyoming a lot and stuff like that. So like he's out there dealing with some stuff, but he was all like, man, freight's good. I'm not having a problem. Look, Gene Scott said he's doing good. Gene Scott just started his lease. Congratulations, Gene. He's made it all the way to his own truck, finished his TNT, and he got his own truck. He's doing great. If you can't tell, let's pop that back up there. If you can't tell, River Rich is doing real good. He even said that he's making some FU money. I don't know what Fun United money. I don't know what FU means, but yeah, for my understanding, freight's good. Scott says, "What's up, trucker? How is it going?" Oh man, it's going good. Life's good. Can't be happier. I'm telling you. The whole time, Hans is at another company. He said freight is okay, especially in the South. I've been doing a lot of 44,000 loads recently. River Rich says, I'm hurting, man. Geez, the only person I got is what to do with the money. Oh, okay, he says, I'm hurting, man. Geez, the only problem is the only problem I got is what to do with the money. Yeah, dude, you're doing good with the money, man. You got that bra in your hoodie. Like you got that bra in there and you just keep that money in there, dude. Like I don't want to touch the money. Like give me some gloves. Like I'll let you pay for my stuff, but like I'm not touching the money. Like it's all sweaty, has some boob sweat on there. You know, it's not fun. I'm banned for a while, unfortunately. According to YouTube, I had 2 people report me for talking smack. I'm banned for a while. Ouch. Man, talking smack. I didn't even know you could get banned from YouTube. I get like there's so many trolls and stuff out there that I didn't think that they would ban you. William was laughing about the brawl money. Dude, I'm serious, William. He was reaching in that hoodie. I'm telling you, he got some brawl money. What else do you call it? Is there another name for it? Who has the name for what I'm calling brawl money? Maybe somebody has a different name for it because maybe people don't like brawl money. I should make you a t-shirt in the merch store, River Ridge. Don't check my brawl for my money. Or too much money, my brawl can't even hold it. Yeah, even here you go. Here you go, Michael. Even Tim. Tim says, I always have a load. Freight is great at Prime. Yeah, freight's a lot better at like I think right now with everything going on in trucking and the government and everything, I think that like I'm pretty sure that being at a mega carrier or a giant company like this, you're gonna have the contract freight. You're gonna be able to, have more loads available because at the smaller companies they don't have as much of a CSA score and stuff like that, and they don't really have too many contract like a mega carrier would. You have people at a mega carrier that are in sales and they go out and they're on the phone all day calling different companies. Hey, you got freight? Let me bid on your freight. Let me bid on your freight. Like, can we get a contract? Can we get this? We will run this much for you. Our clearance is this. Our safety record is this. A bunch of stuff goes into it and a lot of factors. Still FU money. Um, a mob holder money. He has brisket. He has brisket money. I know that's right. Where's the brisket at? Han says if you get 3 complaints, your whole channel gets taken down. Oh wow. So you had, instead of 2 people, you had 3 people. Last Lap Logistics says, I'm coming back to Prime to run on a team lease. Looking forward to running. Heck yeah. Man, it's good to see people coming back to Prime. It really is. A lot of times people will leave Prime and they will go to other places because they were told, hey, we'll pay you this much and we'll do this for you and you'll have this much time off. But in reality, once they go over there, they find out grass is not greener on the other side. And I'm not saying this happened to Last Lap. It just made me think of how many people that my students and my friends have left and said, man, I ain't coming back to Prime. I'm going to go do this. I need to be home more. And then they're all like, I can make the same money I was making over the road. And then they find out that it was not what the company told them it was going to be. And that's some of the dirty stuff with like out there in trucking. Like you got these people, these recruiters and stuff like that for all these different companies, and they're doing their work trying to get anyone they can into a seat in that school or at that company. And sometimes they stretch the truth a whole bunch. Also, you might go to a company, yeah, they're going to pay you more, but when you get there, you start to find out that their equipment's no good. Like maybe their trucks are not good. Maybe they have old trailers that are breaking down a lot. Like one of my students, Mad Dog, he had a YouTube channel for a while. I haven't seen him put up a video in a very long time. But Mad Dog, he went to another company. He told me he was leaving, and I said, "Did you do your research?" And he was all like, "Yeah, I did my research." And if I would have talked him into staying, the next day he was going to do his upgrade class. The next morning he was going to do his upgrade class, and it would have been a bonus for me because he made it to his upgrade class. But I was all like, hey, if you did your research and that's the best for you, go do it. Because, me, like my bonus would have been, if he would have made it one more day, it would have been like $500. But he said he did his research and he was going to be good at it. Like he was all like, man, this is what I need. This is what I need to do. And I said, man, you got my blessing, dude. Go for it. And we still talked for a while after that. I haven't heard nothing from him in a couple months or longer than that. I haven't seen. I'm going to call him tomorrow, I guess, because I haven't heard from him in a while now that I think about it. But he went to the other side to another company and he ran for them. And he was mad. He called me up one day. He's all like, man, they got bad equipment. The trailer broke down. I got stopped here for a while because the trailer broke down. The trailers are bad over here. This is bad over here. This is bad. And I said, didn't you do your research? He's all like, yeah, man. I was all like, dude, I could have told you that company was bad. And he was all like, well, why didn't you? I was all like, because you did the research. You know your life. You know what fits you best. I don't. Like, I can't make your decision for you. I could just tell you, hey, man, I heard that their equipment sucks and that they're not a good company. I said, but you know what? You were upgrading the next day and it would have sounded like, hey, I just want my $500. Go ahead and do your upgrade. That's like whenever I have a student they're all like, man, I'm just here to get my CDL. I'm going to go work in the oil fields in Texas. I just want to get my CDL. I don't treat them any different. I treat them the exact same. I teach them as much as I can, even though that they're not going to be running for prime, because the more knowledge and power I can give them, the more successful they're going to be in life. I don't care if they stay at prime or they leave. Like, I wish they would stay at prime, because guess what? That's more bonuses for me, and that's more people that made it through their contract and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, I do the best I can. That way, if you have to go somewhere else, you can. We got a super chat from Pegleg, says River Rich has brisket and 99 problems, but the beach is not one. Yeah, I guess he's River Richie out on the beach, man, chilling out. Love the contract freight. Get the fuel surcharge. Yeah, helps out when you're filling up those trucks. Dead Rest says I use Listerine mouthwash. That was no in trucking, right? What do truckers do for knee pain? Get in and out of the truck all day. It makes your feet, knees, and legs sore. It's never got me sore from climbing up and in and out of the trucks and stuff like that. It's actually really easy to climb in and out of the trucks. So I don't think it's going to be that bad on your feet and knees and stuff. But you can always take like ibuprofen, Tylenol, stuff like that. Just make sure that it's non-narcotic and, whatever you're taking, non-narcotics, and it's not on the list of not allowed drugs that DOT says that you can be under or using. Quit jumping off the truck like you're a gymnast. It's 3-step system. Getting in the truck. If a 60-year-old can get in without being in pain, why can't you? And you can use mouthwash. Yeah, you can use mouthwash. If you're worried about the mouthwash, they do make a mouthwash with no alcohol in it you can buy. I have some in my truck. There's no alcohol in it. It just can't have a certain amount of alcohol percentage in it. What does the upgrade class consist of? The upgrade class consists of you'll have to do a safety class and a that's all part of the safety class. So yeah, it's a safety class, and then at the end of the safety class, you will take a test on a simulator, a little backing test. They're going to let you practice the simulated dock. It's maybe like a Walmart dock or something like that. You know, it's kind of a straight line slash kind of a little bit of a blind side, but you can back it right in there. It's not hard to do. And after you pass that, then you get your bag. You get your either black bag for lease or your purple bag for company. And it has a checklist in there of all the stuff that you need to complete. A bunch of CBTs and stuff like that to upgrade. Whole bunch of stuff. Good evening, Napoleon. Ohio heading to Webster, South Dakota. 11-6 wide. I tried to get in touch with 51 Logistics, but got a chance to catch up with him. But since everyone is doing okay at Prime, I was wondering if they're doing good at Wilson. Yes, they should be. I will tell you, they should be, because Wilson, RST, who else? But there a lot of these other companies that are doing Prime Freight, like it's Prime Freight they're running, so they should be running as much as us or as little as we are. Same difference. Yeah, for mouthwash, just use the non-alcoholic. Yeah, and that's what I do, non-alcoholic mouthwash. Why is anyone drinking mouthwash? You know, there are people that will drink mouthwash. Trust me, people will, like some true alcoholics, they will drink it. They will drink it. Even worse than that, hand sanitizer. Sometimes, like some people, if they're like severe alcoholics, and they will drink that hand sanitizer. I wish I could kiss my dispatcher, but unfortunately she ain't in the USA. Man, Hans, you working for one of those China companies or what? I'm just kidding. It's probably like Russian trucking. Like there's a lot of Russian truck jobs. But yeah, mouthwash. What else? Hand sanitizer, mouthwash, prescription meds. Be careful with prescription meds. Make sure that every prescription med you take is not on a list of. There's a list. I can't think of the name of it. Approved DLT medications. So the FMCSA website, they have the medication list. It says review each medication, prescription, non-prescription, and supplement, and request a letter from the prescribing doctor. The medical examiner has 2 ways to determine if any medication a driver uses will become affect safety operation of the commercial vehicle. But yeah, just make sure that you don't get medically disqualified by the medication you're on. You know, get with your doctor too, and like talk to him about it. Make sure that everything's legit. You don't want to get disqualified because something that you're taking that was prescribed by a doctor. You might have to get some of your medications changed or anything like that. This trucker life says that's an issue that is blown out of proportion, like carrying firearms. It's not legal. Just use your. It's not illegal. Just use your head. Why do you use your hands when you use a firearm? I'm just saying. Dead Rest says I'm going to Pittston from Mass. Will Prime put me on the bus or in a rental car? They're gonna go with a bus. I don't suggest taking the Greyhound. Like, do hitchhike, whatever it takes. I never ever want to take a Greyhound again. I will tell you that. The Greyhound was not fun. So I took the Greyhound from Lubbock to Amarillo, which was a short drive. If we should have at least made the drive. Then when we got there, the next bus broke down. No. The bus driver got sick is what happened there. Bus driver got sick, couldn't work the rest of his shift or whatever to take us the rest of the way. So we got stuck right there for probably like, I don't know, 5 hours or maybe even longer than that. Like our entertainment was watching a homeless guy like bum cigarette butts from like bum cigarettes from people and like get cigarette butts out off the ground and smoke them. And then he showered in the bathroom inside the building at the sink in the bathroom at the sink and got kicked out for that. And he was high on a bunch of stuff. And like, we sat there and watched all that. Then we got on the next bus and, it was just miserable being on a bus like this Greyhound. Horrible. Like people were smoking in the back. It was not a fun experience. I will tell you that. William Powers says it has to be a non-narcotic and doesn't make you drowsy. Yeah, Han's working for the Russians. You spy. Methadone's on that list. Blink Twice says, Mr. D, I recently got my CDL permit and I'll be starting a school in July. Do you think it's a good idea to learn how to drive a manual instead of an automatic? If you're going to a school that offers both, drive the manual. That way you don't have any type of restriction on your license. That's my suggestion. Now, if you're looking at two different schools and you're choosing on manual or automatic school, find the one that fits you best, like the one that might have the best reputation. I still haven't came out with that video. I'm meaning to get a video out to ask. Like, it's going to be like the top questions you need to ask before coming trucking to a recruiter or a school or something like that. I still haven't made that video. I mean to. Sweet. Thank you, Twisted, for all of you who helped us rookies. Hey, anytime. Make sure you join the Discord too. I put a link in one of my posts the other day for the Discord. So we got a great community on the Discord. They'll help you out. Pegleg stayed up all night talking to a driver one time just to make sure he made it there safe. It's a good community. Trucker's Life says, the Greyhound is the worst thing. I've rented a car out of pocket. So much easier and safer. Always get manual rated. Learn to drive at 18 speed. Han says, not any worse than watching truck drivers wash up in the fuel aisle. Yeah, I've seen that too. Or in the bathrooms at the truck stop. I've seen that too. I've seen a lot of stuff. Another question, Mr. D. Do you think it's a good idea get all your endorsements? No, I don't. And I will tell you why. I'll tell you why. Uh, if you go somewhere now, any endorsement that's not going to expire on your CDL, like Tanker, um, stuff like Tanker, doubles and triples, like all that stuff, go ahead and get all that stuff. But whenever it comes to like hazmat, I don't suggest anyone get a hazmat endorsement unless they're going to do hazmat. I really don't. And the reason for it is you got to pass all the criminal background, you got to pass all that stuff, you got to pay more for it, and it expires after so long. So you have to go retest. If you're doing all that work and studying to pass that test and you pass that test, you better be using that hazmat. Don't be at a company that you're not going to use it. Like, you did a lot of work to get that extra endorsement on there. You should be worth more money. Go get more pay. Han says schools will not teach you to drive a 18 speed. They don't even teach how to float gears. I don't know if schools teach it or not. I can't speak on that. I've never went to a CDL school. Most of the times, this is one thing that kind of irritates me about getting a CDL from anywhere, any company, anywhere, is that there are too many people that just want to pass a test. Like, that's it. They don't care about you. They don't care about teaching you how to drive. They don't care about any of that stuff. Make sure you're at a school that's going to offer you a job, or make sure you're at a company that you got a guaranteed job after your test. Like, I look at a CDL school that doesn't have a job for you. They're like, hey, we just help you get your CDL. It's on you to get a job. That's not a good thing, because they just want you to pass a test. And I bet their slogans are something like guaranteed to pass your CDL test in 3 weeks or something like that, because they're just trying to push you through to get you a CDL, and that's it. They're just trying to do the bare minimum with you. They're not trying to get you any extra stuff. But whenever you come to like Prime or something like that, like you come out here to Prime, you're guaranteed a job at this company. So guess what? They don't want somebody driving their trucks that are going to wreck it or tear up some stuff or make them liable for stuff. They're going to do a lot more to get you prepared, because at the end of the day, they don't want to have a bad reputation because one of their drivers did something, bad, or, got them into a lawsuit. Make sure that you're going to a school. If you're picking a school, make sure that school has companies for you to work for. I don't care if they're like, hey, all of our students go to Swift. Like, if you're at that school, hey, you're guaranteed a job. They're going to do more than the bare minimum because their school reputation is on the line. If they make a lot of bad drivers and they all go to Swift and they all crash and burn, guess what? Swift ain't hiring their students no more. So make sure that at the end of the day, there has something to go to after the school. Don't just get a CDL and be like, now I got to go find a job. You wash your feet in the bathroom sink? Hazmat and tanker. But I do heavy hauls and oversized, no endorsement. Big or borrow money and get a flight or a rental car. Before taking the Greyhound. Yeah, don't take the Greyhound. Gene Scott says, I don't have a restriction on my license, so do I think it's because on my first license I didn't have a restriction? I'm not sure, Gene. I'm not sure. They might have just missed it, or hey, you got lucky. Get the TWIC card before hazmat. Hey, this trucker life, why do you suggest getting the TWIC card before hazmat? Because, I agree with getting a TWIC card. TWIC card will get you into the ports. Like, opens you up for more freight, and there's less of a hassle when you have to go into a port or a military base or any kind of stuff like that. So I I forgot about the TWIC card. Yeah, get the TWIC card. But is there a reason you're saying get the TWIC card before the hazmat? Is this something like, hey, if you can pass the background on the TWIC card, then you're good for, you're good for hazmat? Or is it, hey, if you have a TWIC card, it makes the hazmat cheaper? Is there a reason you made that statement? I'm just curious. Rig twice. Thanks, I really appreciate it, y'all. Y'all are the best. Hey, anytime, man. Stop in anytime. Ask anything you want. Schools teach double clutch. Double clutch is stupid easy to float. I never liked double clutch. I always like floating. Schools won't teach you to float shift because if you fail the test, if you float gears, you can float the gears, but you're going to take a lot of points, and it might be too many points to pass. So just keep that in mind. Yeah, double clutching is bad for the clutch. Actually, in the Freightliner manual, so the double clutch, the reason we had to teach double clutch for the test and all that stuff is because in the manual of the truck, it says the best thing to do to shift the gears is to do the double clutch. And that's what it says in the manual of the trucks. So that's why they want you a double clutch, because it's the proper way of driving that truck. Okay, so you said about the TWIC card. About the TWIC card, you said ports and military access is easier, saves on escorts, and not notes of saving, just better to get loads. Okay, I feel you there. So yeah, having the TWIC card opens you up for more loads. When the student comes to prime for PSD, can they drink alcohol at the restaurant? Nope. They can, during their whole training, from PSD, TNT, everything, no alcohol. Han says, I floated my test. They just took off 5 points automatically. Of course, took my test 14 years ago. So after I finish school, I want to become a tanker driver, freight, and reefer don't interest me. Tanker does the most. What should I do? Find something tanker. I think that you should have some experience before you go tanker. Me personally, and the reason I say that is because that surge is something scary. Like, that's not only you got that front and back surge, and you got that side to side surge. So, I think that you should have a lot more experience before you jump right into tanker. I don't suggest anyone going tanker until they had at least 6-7 months worth of experience, maybe even more than that, until somebody says that you drive super smooth. I float the gears in my truck. Han says he doubts he could get a TWIC card working for the Russians. Double clutch is a holdover from a old transmission. In the ports of Baltimore and all the time, TWIC has saved me thousands of dollars and saved hundreds of hours. Yes. The TWIC card is going to make it a lot easier to get into those ports and stuff, and it's way better. I've been to a place where if you didn't have a TWIC card, you had to pay. I think it was like, I want to say it was like $150. And I was like, dang, that's how much a TWIC card cost in anyways. But I don't remember exact amount of a TWIC card, but I was like, man, $100, hundred and something dollars, $150 to get in the place because you don't have a TWIC card. And then on top of that, you have to have them escort you the entire time you're on the property. You can't get out the truck, go inside, nothing. Us guys with the TWIC card, we could just walk in there ourselves, go use the bathroom, go in there, count our freight or whatever. But the guys that did not have TWIC cards had to be escorted all over the place. And I was like, wow, I'm kind of glad I got my TWIC card now. Tanker surge, only a worry for experienced drivers in smooth bore tanks. Yeah, and we're doing food grade, so ours is non-baffled. So, if you're doing food grade, the surge is going to be worse. I don't go to the East Coast. Hate driving there. Yeah, Brian, if you're going tanker, look into like hauling fuel or for oil field, like just different stuff like that. Fuel, oil field, stuff like that. It's gonna pay more. This trucker life said renewed mine last year, $125 for 5 years. Yeah, I just renewed mine not too long ago also. Like, I can't remember the price of it, but I got it renewed so I can, like I'm going to go to a port or anything like that. I thought I had to use it the other day at the rail yard, though, not too long ago. They were all like, there was a sign that says something about have your TWIC card, and I was like, oh, man, I'm going to the rail yard. Do I really need a TWIC card to go to the rail yard? I mean, it kind of makes sense, but ends up I didn't have to use a TWIC card. So I felt like I won there. But they did have a sign saying that you had to have a TWIC card. Now, I got my TWIC card. I just was like, man, I got to find that thing. I think it's in my glove box, but I'm not sure. I haven't seen it in a little while since I renewed it, probably a couple months ago. No, it's probably last year I renewed it, maybe the middle of the year. I got tired of getting those messages on my Qualcomm. Hey, your TWIC card's about to expire. Hey, your TWIC card's going to expire. Get it renewed. Finally, I just said, you know what? I'm getting this thing renewed. If you're going to the military base, most of the time you get an escort anyways because those roads are unknown to most truckers. So on the military bases, you get escorted, which I'm not surprised. My friend was telling me he went to a military base, and he was all like, I'll just park right here, and I'll walk up to the guard shack. He said next thing he know, like, guys were pointing guns at him and all kinds of stuff. And I was like, what the heck? And he goes, man, I was on the wrong side. I had to park on the other side. And then they didn't want nobody out of their vehicle. They would come get me. That's new terminology. I don't even know what a TWIC card is and how to get that. Let's see. I mean, like a lot of places have TWIC cards. It's just a card that gets you into the ports. It's the Transport Security Administration. It's a TSA pre-check. Public secured areas, hazmat. Let's see. TWIC. So yeah, it's just a car to get you into the ports and special areas that they don't want anyone else to just roam into. Jeff says, I got to use my TWIC card last month at port delivering aluminum fixtures. I pick up an excavator, dozer, and tractors all the time. TWIC makes the day go faster because of the lack of escorts. TWIC stands for Transport Worker Identity Card. He must be looking at his right now. I read it right off the card. Twisted. When is Prime going to get their fingers out of there? So, start hiring new drivers without a team driving while the trainer is sleeping in the back. Never. You know, and it starts off. Think about this. Like, a lot of people are worried about the trainer being asleep in the back. And I'm going to tell you my opinion on the thing. When you get a student, you should be awake running super solo for like 2 or 3 weeks. Y'all should see how each other runs. That way y'all are comfortable with each other. You're already a CDL holder. Like, you already have a CDL. You should already know how to drive a truck. You should already know how to back. TNT, you're just kind of learning the on-the-job training. So really, is it that big of a problem being in the back of the bunk sleeping while your trainer's driving, or you're up there awake driving and your trainer's asleep? It shouldn't be a big problem, because guess what? You took a test that said, hey, I'm safe enough to drive by myself, right? But what the trainer's there for is to make you more like kind of comfortable and like relaxed about being out there over the road at the start. So your trainer's there as like a kind of a crutch. You get into a bad situation, you got somebody to wake up and help you out. Is kind of what it's for. It's not like, oh, he's teaching me everything. No, he is teaching you the paperwork. He's teaching you the paperwork, and he's teaching you a little bit of here and there to learn how to do the job. Like, he's teaching you the job. He's there to help you when you need it. He's not there to hold your hand all day. So, like, people complain about the trainer being asleep in a team truck together. It's just like you're running a team freight, and your trainer is really your teammate. But if you need his help, it's his job to get up and help you, is what it is. He's also to teach you how to do the paperwork. He's the one that's going to build your stamina up so you can drive an entire shift. You know, he has a lot on his plate. So people that are not happy about, like, hey, my trainer's asleep and I'm driving. Did you not pass a test that said that you're a safe driver? I think you did. You took a test saying that you were a safe driver. You should know how to drive the truck. You should know how to drive it safe. He's there to wake you up. Look at other companies. They do about a week or 4 weeks of training, and then they're all like, here's the keys. Go handle your business. Like, that's the people that are going to be hitting stuff. They have nobody for help, nothing. Here's the keys, go. There's the keys, go. Yeah, you took a test that said you know how to drive, but how much of the actual job do you know? Do you know how to do the paperwork? You know how to checking at shippers and stuff like that? You had about 2 to 4 weeks worth of training, so you should. But, you know, are you a fast learner that learned everything you needed to know in that short amount of time? Probably not. And don't even think about having a gun in your truck if you do a military load. Don't have a gun in your truck anyways. You can't take guns across state lines for the most part. Like, I highly suggest not rolling around with guns in your truck. You know, a lot of people are all like, man, I wish truckers could carry guns. I kind of don't. There's too much. Like, I'm in the slow truck, right? I'm in the prime truck. We go slow. And I got students in there. Guess what? We're doing 57 miles per hour, 58 miles per hour. We are driving without cruise control. We are making sure that we learn how to drive this truck safe. You know what happens to us a lot? I will tell you what happens to us. Truck drivers drive by, throw bottles of piss out their window, hit like bottles of piss hit your side window. They come by you, honking their horns, flipping you off because they're impatient. There's a lot of road rage out there. Now you're mixing weapons into the guns and stuff into the factor. Instead of them throwing a piss bottle, I might be catching a bullet in the side of my head, all because somebody wanted to hurry up and get down the road faster, or, want to have some road rage. And I know a lot of people are going to probably go off on me about that. But at the end of the day, like, how safe is it to have somebody with road rage that's disgruntled? And look at us. Like, I ain't going to lie, trucking is kind of for the oddball people. Like, I get some really oddball, strange students that come onto my truck. Like, I've heard some weird stuff. I've heard like a guy he was like, I can have a relationship with anything. I forgot what he called it, but he was all like, I could fall in love with this controller and have a relationship with it. I could fall in love with your truck. I could fall in love with the mic. I could fall in love with the phone. Like, I'm that guy that can have a relationship with anything, a pet, a man, a woman, it doesn't matter. I can have a relationship with that. And I'm all like, well, first off, we're not having a relationship with my truck, period. Like, we're not having a relationship with my truck or me. So get that out of here. So you get kind of a strange group of people whenever you deal with some of these people that come out here trucking. And at the end of the day, you just want a job where you could be left alone. Yeah, you have a fleet manager, but at the end of the day, you're kind of antisocial. You want to be left alone. You don't want no one to talk to you. You're just like there by yourself. You don't. Some truckers don't fit in with anyone besides other truckers. Like that, we're family out here, And then you're given maybe some people like that. Yeah, that's what it's called, a pansexual. You give somebody like that a weapon that, he just might have had one too many people flip him off today, and he might be, the last thing we need is more stuff like that. Y'all might not like me for saying that. I apologize, but, that's how I kind of feel about it. Transport worker identify credentials. Gene says the TWIC card also awesome at airports to go around security checkpoints, no standing in lines, and taking off your belt and shoes. Really? I don't fly much because I'm scared of heights, or I've never been in a plane, so that's good to know, though. I have a permit. Does Prime still have a hiring freeze? Prime has not had a hiring freeze. Like, Prime's not on a hiring freeze. That's some bad information people put out in videos, and they deleted all their videos. So Prime does not have a hiring freeze. You have a permit? Put in your application, man. Do your research. Put in your application. Find the company that fits you best. I'm happy with Prime. If you pick Prime, I'm hoping that I'm the guy that helped you and you drop that driver code wherever it is. I don't even have it on tonight. Oh, there it is. Shameless plug right there. But there's my driver code. If you do decide to come, just apply. Just apply. Talk to a recruiter. Don't take people's word on social media of, hey, we got a hiring freeze. We don't have a hiring freeze. It was funny that I didn't even know people made a video about hiring freeze whenever I did that live last week. But I already talked to my recruiter because I heard rumors flying around that there was a hiring freeze. So I said, you know what? I got to call somebody. I called somebody. I said, hey, there a hiring freeze? They said, no, there's not a hiring freeze. And they gave me information. We talked for a while. We talked about some different stuff that people had questions about. And there wasn't a hiring freeze, but somehow somebody put out a video. Some people put out videos on it that there was a hiring freeze, because there was rumors going around, but none of them were true. Never had a trainer. It's unfortunate. A necessary process, in my opinion. Adults should be able to learn the job alone. Jeffrey Huff says, if you have a TWIC, does that mean that now you have to feel comfortable about passing in NICS checks when purchasing a firearm? I don't know. I see. Blink twice says, see, that's what I like to hear, because I'm about to come and learn everything to be a human sponge. Definitely, man. Definitely. Have Kiersey as your trainer. She can giggle you to death while you're driving. Terry Wayne says, I went to CFI and the truck was parked while we both got good sleep. Training was 3 weeks too, and it was great. I would hate to try and sleep in a moving truck. Yeah. Moving trucks, not fun. If you can pass a hazmat, firearms, or TWIC, you can pass it all. Sleeping in a moving truck ain't bad. I don't like sleeping in a moving truck. Oh, okay. That was weird. Jeffrey says, one of the many problems I foresee having a relationship with your truck is when it's hot and ready. Yeah, I wish I did not read that one. Firearms in a truck is not legal. I open carry in 38 states and simply follow the state laws for firearms. It is not illegal. I didn't say it was illegal. Like, it's illegal to take it to certain states is what I meant. I might have said it was illegal, but what I meant to say is that your firearm might be cleared for like 10 states, but the next 2 states is not it's not legal to take through. That's what I mean. Like, crossing the borders in some of these states, will mainly California, but you might be able to carry so many rounds in a clip in this state. When you get to that state, it's too many rounds in your clip. So, different stuff like that. You would have to know too many laws to do all that. Yeah, bad attitudes need no weapons. I'm in Las Vegas. Where is the closest terminal for training? Vegas would be Salt Lake City, Utah. Salt Lake City, Utah. That's horrible. No problem, man. No problem. Oh man, it's been a long day. Let's see, what time is it? 8:41. Oh, it's almost 9 o'clock. Anybody else got some questions that need to be answered? In Iowa City, where's the nearest terminal for Prime? Iowa's going to be Springfield, Missouri. Is that right? Iowa's right north. Yeah, Springfield. I had to think for a little bit on that one. I was like, wait a minute, did I say that right? But yeah, Springfield, Missouri. Springfield, Missouri is a nice terminal. And by the way, I'm at work watching you. Having fun at work? I don't know. Like I heard a rumor today. I'll put out a rumor, I'll say a rumor I heard today. Like I don't know how true this is because I needed to do some research on it. But I heard that California was trying not to let trucks into California anymore. They're trying to pass some kind of law or something in California that says no more semi trucks that use DEF can come into their state. I was like, what? My friend was telling me about it. He was all like, hey, man, did you hear about California trying to put in a law that says that DEF trucks cannot come into California? I was like, no, I haven't heard that. I said, isn't that why we have DEF? Is because of California? But it was a big conversation this morning about like DEF and California and how they don't want no trucks in there and how they don't want no lease owner ops or no one to lease in California. And I was like, wow, like there's some truck hating going on in California if that's true. Anybody else hear about that? I'm just curious. You gonna be at the no, I'm gonna I think I got a load. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I got a load at the tomorrow. I sure won't see any of you rabbits out there. Happy Easter and please drive safe. Yeah, happy Easter, everybody. Easter is this Sunday, so make sure y'all spend some time with the kiddos. Get out there and hunt some eggs, all that fun stuff. Gene says, I'm at Springfield. How to get alignment and two new steers. You already need 2 new steers? The USCCA, I can't say it. The map gives all the firearm laws. William says, no question, just going to watch your pre-trip playlist and go to bed. Slow, I'm actually all done cleaning up. Y'all have a good evening. Keep it between the mayonnaise and the mustard. Callie wants to go full electric and ban diesel operated trucks. I believe it. Did y'all see that TikTok? I saw a TikTok today of like a car at a charging station, and that thing, like you could see the cord in it, and that thing was just on fire. I was like, man, that is wild. Taiwan, the charging stations that they have in Taiwan for their motorcycles, their bikes, I think that would be the best way to do all electric cars is you could trade in your batteries. So like you would take your batteries to the charging station and show somebody pulling it out of their moped. They stuck it in the charging station to tap their stuff on the screen. Boom. Here comes 2 brand new batteries to put in there, or not brand new, but 2 charged batteries. And they just pick those up, put them in their moped, and they go on. Like that's the best way to do it because it takes forever to charge those cars is what I've been seeing. Going to voice chat. I will be going to voice chat also. Yeah, I heard the Mother Trucker, he's another good YouTube, was talking about that. So more people have heard it. From the time that I put in my application, how long does it take for my application is confirmed with Prime? couple days. Make sure you use my recruiter too. Put my recruiter down whenever it asks, do you have a recruiter? At least, even if you don't use my driver code, at least put down my recruiter. My recruiter's good. Like, I really like her. Even if you don't use my driver code, definitely use her. But it shouldn't take too long once you put in your application. They should. Whenever I put mine in, as soon as I hit send, my phone rung, and like the recruiter was on the phone and we were talking and like taking care of business. But definitely put my recruiter down, even if you don't use my code, because she will help you out. Great night, William. Yep, I'm gonna go over to the Discord. I will catch y'all later. Good night, everybody. Thanks for stopping in. It was a pretty good live tonight.